This is true, really news with Scott Combs and Tony Verkanas. All the news you're about to hear is true, as far as you know.
Apparently, vegetables can be hazardous to your health. Or is it vegetables?
Vegetables.
Veggies can be hazardous to your health. Just ask the Italian woman who had to recover from shock after the artichoke she was peeling exploded.
What?
Yeah.
Explosive artichokes?
Who knew? 53-year-old housewife says the veggie gave off sparks, then a small flame, and then blew up in her hands at her home near Trieste.
I think she mistook something else for an artichoke.
No, because she'd be dead then.
Oh, you think?
Yeah. Some folks believe it's the work of a terrorist who has caused chaos for 10 years by planting explosive devices in food products and supermarkets.
Artichoke terrorism is the worst kind.
Nothing worse than a veggie terrorist. But, well, I suppose a beef terrorist would be worse. But forensic tests on the artichoke showed no traces of explosives, leading cops to believe it was simply a natural phenomenon or possibly MacGyver.
Yes, possibly. So, in a resolution that had the world holding its collective breath, Nepal and China finally agree on something. And the world's highest peak just grew a couple of feet overnight on After years of fraught discussion and surveying work, China and Nepal announced a revision to the elevation of Mount Everest. Officials say,
holding our breath for this? You can't breathe up there anyway.
That's my point. What's the use? There's no oxygen to begin with. Officials say the summit now stands precisely at 8,848.86 meters, or more than 29,031.69 feet above sea level.
Precisely, eh?
Precisely. That makes the official measurement more than 2 feet taller than the consensus had it on Monday.
And a foot and a half shorter than the consensus will have it on Thursday.
Next person who tells me government can't do things, boy, I'm going to shove this right in their face.
I'm sending my wife and her tape measure. An angry British tortoise managed to set his house on fire on Christmas Day. Dude, the house is on fire on Christmas.
You just caught me off guard with that.
Oh,
how do you put a tortoise in a house? He has no opposable thumbs. How's he going to start a fire?
Yeah. They figured the tortoise was angry by the look on his face when the firefighters actually extinguished the blaze and saved his shell. The 45-year-old reptile was home alone in Essex when he knocked over a heat lamp. That set his bedding alight, according to the Essex County Fire and Rescue Service. A neighbor heard a smoke alarm and alerted authorities, and firefighters responded, found a room in the house ablaze and the rest of the property filled with smoke. So crews put out the fire and found the rather surly soot-covered tortoise inside. According to the fire service, this 45-year-old tortoise might look angry, but it's his lucky day. After he set his bedding alight, his neighbor heard the smoke alarm and called us. Said a watch manager at the Great Dunmow Fire Station in a press release, this tortoise has had a very lucky Christmas day. He's 45 years young and will now hopefully continue to live a long and happy life thanks to working smoke alarms.
Oh, in a public service announcement.
On their Facebook post, one person was wondering if the neighbor who raised the alarm was another tortoise. I'm wondering if it was just simply an angry teenage prank. Only 45.
Yeah, well, right. And those things live to be, 600 years old or something. From the police blotter file. Assault, 2:30 p.m., 1500 block of Auburn Way North, someplace. 2 students of unspecified gender told police they were assaulted in some way on their way home from an unspecified school by an unspecified number of assailants, perhaps sustaining unspecified injuries, or none at all. Police didn't say.
And that's pretty specific.
This is true, really news. Send email to TITR@netradio.network.